He said, so if you really were able to stay in one spot and you sat in that one spot, and while the Earth and the sun and the Milky Way were moving, he said, in 24 hours, you will be 50 million miles away from all your friends. Tell me that's not crazy. Tell me that's not, that's insane, right? You'd be 50 million miles away, miles behind. So that's how I view inflation. That's how I view like economics in America, right? When you're a worker, unfortunately, you're kind of standing still. And the earth is moving, the sun is moving, the Milky Way is moving. So inflation is just carrying the price of everything like through space at a million miles an hour, and you're standing still, so you end up falling further and further behind. And that distance that you fall further and further behind, well, that's represented by debt. Debt is what that represents. Debt is that gap between what you spent and what you actually made. And for millions of people, it's growing consistently. In America, student loan debt is at an all-time high. Mortgage loan debt is at an all-time high. Car loan debt is at an all-time high. Credit card debt is at an all-time high. And that did not happen by accident. It's because they're like, we need you to keep spending even if you ain't got the money. And so what I'm here to do is I'm here to say, okay, you got to break that damn spell, number one. Stop spending money because they tell you to. Because they want you to spend until you're dead. Number two, start investing. That's why they call them financial vehicles. Get you a damn vehicle so you can keep up with the way the solar system's moving. Things are moving. Costs are moving. Your assets have to be moving. So that's as simple as I can put it. Let me mention a couple more things in terms of how debt has created slavery. Last example I'll give you is this great movie everybody should watch, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the latest version of it. The first one was really good. The second one with Johnny Depp sucked. The third one was really good. So I watched the third one. I watched it with our daughter. She's into dance and theater and stuff, and so it's a musical, and it's a great musical. I don't even like musicals, but I like this one. And what I liked about Willy Wonka's movie was they showed you how debt can create slavery. So here's what happens, and also how debt can be a dream killer, and how it's a dream killer for the Black community to the loss of trillions of dollars in possibility. So basically, what happens is Willy Wonka moves to London, and he's Willy Wonka. So he's got this big dream, but it's like one of those movies where they go back to when he was young before he built the chocolate factory and met the Oompa Loompas and all that, right? So he basically comes to London, and he has this big dream of building the greatest chocolate factory ever, right? And so he gets there and he needs a place to stay. So he stays at this hotel. In the hotel, they're like, he's like, how much does a room cost? They're like, oh, it's only such and such a dollars or whatever. And then he's like, okay, well, I'll take it. So then they print out this super long contract, right? It's like 8,000 pages. And they're like, here, we need you to sign this for you to stay. And in this contract that he signed, because he was sleepy and didn't want to read the whole thing because it was impossible to read, it had all this fine print that any little thing you do, any little infraction, we then can tack on a fee for this and a fee for that and a fee for this and a fee for that. And so whatever happened, he hit one of the little infractions, and suddenly he was in debt for life. He was in so much debt that it would literally take him 100 years to repay the debt. And then they have the second part, which is necessary to keep people in financial slavery, which is enforcement, right? Like, so for example, the coal miners I told you about, if the coal miners decided, like, screw this system, I'm out of here, they would get arrested, right? So with Willy Wonka, they did the same thing.